Hey everyone, Scottish Warrior 92 here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the news from the Bioware's latest game that they will be announcing at the VGA Awards on Spike on December 10th. The only news that's been released is a screenshot, but the screenshot does speak volumes in my opinion. I will be leaving a link to it in the description if you want to go check it out. I was going to put it on the screen here, but yeah, it's quite a big picture. It would have covered up my face, and I'm pretty sure you always love to watch this face. um, but first, before I get to the video, I want to give a warning out to everyone. If you haven't heard already, Mass Effect 3 story spoilers have been leaked online. My warning is do not go to the Mass Effect 3 Wikipedia page. Avoid all the forums at the moment involving Mass Effect 3 spoilers because apparently the whole story has been spoiled online, including the end game. So this is just my warning to you. I will be avoiding these like the plague, and I'd recommend any Bioware fan out there avoid these sites as well, like the plague, and wait for the game to come out. So that's just my warning out there to everyone out there. Please avoid these sites like the plague, and be patient. Don't worry, Mass Effect 3 isn't that far off now. And another wee thing, like some people are saying they're not going to watch the leaked beta footage because of spoilers. I'll be perfectly honest, there are not major spoilers in the game in the leaked beta footage. There are basically stuff we've already seen before added on top of. So it's really up to you. If you don't want to watch it, I'm not going to tell you go watch it, but it doesn't have any major spoilers. It has minor spoilers, if I'm perfectly honest. Nothing major, a little bit extra gameplay, a little bit more refined, but still just a little thing out there. So again, warning, avoid the Mass Effect 3 Wikipedia page, and yeah, look out for these forums that say Mass Effect 3 spoiled and avoid them like the plague. So let's get to the main topic of this video. Firstly, go and have a wee look at the image yourself if you want, but basically the image that is leaked, that has been given out by Game Informer, of Bioware's new game is basically, it looks like a Jeep exploding. A bit more of a futuristic Jeep, but still a Jeep exploding with basically someone flying out of it. Now, I've spent an hour or two having a look over this photo, this screenshot, and trying to figure out anything that I can from it. And there was quite a lot to say about it. Nothing extremely mind-blowing, but there was a good amount to say about it. It's tough to say. I'm going to talk about the person that's in the screenshot first, the game character most likely. It's tough to say at the moment. It does look human, slightly look like a tan human being, but certain parts, like wee little things there, make it look almost alien. In my opinion, there are some. It's difficult to say from that screenshot. Maybe if you zoom in, you might be able to get a more definitive answer. But it's tough to say if the person in it is human or not. I'm thinking the most likely is human. Maybe have something on their head or something. But it's tough to say. So it does look like it. Well, yeah, it could be an alien. It could be a creature. It's humanoid. It's humanoid. It looks like that, I can tell that right now, so it does have 2 arms, 2 legs. It's kind of obvious. But it does look like, it's difficult to tell if it's a human or an alien. To me anyway, it most likely is a human, but it does look kind of alien to me a little bit. The clothes that they're wearing is standard clothes by the looks of it. There's no armor or anything, it just looks like a t-shirt and jeans, if I'm going to say anything in a pair of shoes. So not much I can say about that. But the main thing that kind of intrigues me is the background. I'll get to that last actually. I want to talk about some of the vehicle in it. It does look like Bioware are going for vehicles. If you played Mass Effect 1, you know that the vehicle, the Mako, was not the most reliable thing. And in Mass Effect 2, they had the Hammerhead, which was a lot better. So it does look like this game is going to primarily focus on vehicles, or have vehicle aspects with a lot of crashes and explosions. There was one wee bit of debris that looked like it had something on it, but I couldn't really tell what it is. It looked like it had some kind of writing on it. It's in the bottom right hand corner. It does look like it has writing on it. I could be wrong, but if anyone wants to have a look at it, please let me know what it says. But it's tough to say really what it says. It's the vehicles alone are one of the bigger aspects of it. It looks like they've went into great detail with the vehicles. Now, from the vehicles, I can tell that it doesn't look like your standard vehicle. It actually looks like a post-apocalyptic vehicle, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. It looks like it's been put together from other parts of cars. It does have wheels, so it is probably going to be a modern-esque type of game, which is actually something I don't think Bioware's done. They've never really touched on the modern society. They've never really touched on, like, placed any of their games in modern times. They've mostly focused on the past or the future. So it could be quite interesting. It does look like they're going to base it on modern-esque times, maybe 50 years in the future, or even the present day. I don't think anyone's ever really touched on a game in present day. But it's really tough to say what Bioware are going to do. But the vehicles, they're very difficult to say at the moment, but they do have wheels, so they probably run on fossil fuels by the looks of it, or some kind of power cell of some kind. But it does look very interesting, these vehicles, so it could be Bioware wouldn't show a vehicle screenshot if vehicles weren't going to be a major part of the game. So it could mean that this is going to be a vehicle-esque type of game, where you'll have vehicles where they'll be a big part of the game, or you'll have the option of being in vehicles. Now, as for anything else, the big thing that I think is quite interesting is the background of the screenshot. It's not much. It looks like a desert, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. It's difficult to say. It is a wee bit difficult to say, but it does look a bit like a desert, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. It's difficult to say at the moment. As Bioware's new franchise, they could be branching out. But it's difficult to say, and if I'm looking at it here, it does look like a desert slash mountain area, if I'm going to be honest. So it could be that they're going to base their game in a wasteland, maybe a post-apocalyptic game, which is a bit weird if they are going to do that, because in my opinion the post-apocalyptic thing has been done to death nowadays. We've had Fallout, we've had Rage, we've had countless other games that have been post-apocalyptic, but it looks like it is going to be, it looks kind of post-apocalyptic-esque, but it's really difficult to say from the picture. If I'm going to be honest, it's difficult really to say if it's going to be post-apocalyptic or is that just an area. So it's difficult to say really what is this game set in from just one screenshot. I'm thinking either a post-apocalyptic or possibly worldwide. It looks like it's going to be based on either Earth or some kind of other planet. So it's difficult to say from just one screenshot what it is, but from the screenshot overall what I can gather is that it's not going to be too far into the future. It looks like it's going to be modern-esque vehicles. It does look very post-apocalyptic, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Still difficult to say whether or not it's just going to be one type of race like humans. But it does kind of look post-apocalyptic. This is what I'm majorly getting here. It's not going to be too far into the distant future. Not going to be like based in some similar universe to Mass Effect. It looks like they're going somewhere new. They're not going to the past. They're not going to the future. They're going for modern-esque, which is probably somewhere between modern days and the future. So maybe 50, 60 years in the future. It's tough to say. But from the screenshot, it does look like it is post-apocalyptic, if I'm going to be honest. Which it could be quite interesting for Bioware to take that route. They haven't really done anything with post-apocalyptic, and it could be quite interesting to see what they do with it. I'll wait until the 10th of December, which is when they're going to announce the full game, the new franchise, what it is, when it's going to be released, most likely. Because most likely Bioware have been working on this for a few years, or even a year, with another team maybe. So go check out the screenshot and let me know what you think. This is just my interpretation of it. Everyone will have a different interpretation. So let me know what you think. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you have your own opinions? Do you think this is possibly a good move for Bioware to go to possibly the post-apocalyptic, or even just the apocalyptic. I don't know. It's tough to say. We'll have to wait and see until December 10th to find out what. So that's about it for the screenshot. You could really get a lot from it if you sat there looking at it, which I did. And I'm sad, I know. So let me know what you think. What do you think of the screenshot? What do you think of the new franchise that Bioware is going to be launching? Do you agree with it? Do you think that this might take away from some other games? Or do you think that anything Bioware touches gold? I think it is. So that's what I can interpret from it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you agree with that? Do you think it looks cool? Even just, oh excuse me, even come up with names for the new franchise if you want. Let's see, what kind of name could we come up with? Post-apocalyptic. Yeah, I'm unimaginative. Just if you just think of anything that you think, let's get the theories flying out there and let's see what happens. So as always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92, and annotation to my previous video. And as always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92, and